Right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rocha Kwadash, and double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. This here is Amawan from the Great Millstone Camp in Trinidad, and come back to do another lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. I don't have no topic at hand. I'm just going off at the spirit. Hopefully the Most High send his spirit upon me to preach the gospel. Alright, and we in the year 2018, the year of prophecy, and we see in days getting closer and closer to the end of days. But basically, it ain't going to have no end of days, because this Genesis, the 9th chapter, last verse, the 8th chapter, the last verse. This is Genesis chapter 8, verse 21. And Yahweh smelled the sweet savor, and Yahweh and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground anymore for man's sake, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more every living thing as I have done. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. So, end times, the thing going on, like the world blow up, and it ain't have nobody on the earth. It going to have the earth still functioning despite what? The ending of the so-called white man's reign. That is the end times. That is the times we are approaching, or we in. Alright? When Esau will no more reign. Reign meaning R-E-I-G-N. Rule over anybody. He is going to be put down. Alright? And that is the times what we're looking for. That is the true end time. That is the end times. That is the end of the so-called white man time. Alright? Revelation 22 Revelation 21 verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away. That is Esau's rulership. Alright? Passed away meaning it was like, alright. Then somebody died, say they pass away. Alright? The first heaven and the first earth, Esau's rulership was dead. Rulership died. Basically. He wasn't ruling no more. And there was no more sea. So the so-called white man's rulership is what we're looking forward to die, and that is the prophecy that we proclaiming in the name of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, that very soon we, the Hebrew Israelites, which are the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native American Indians, will rule underneath Yahushai this planet Earth. Alright? The so-called Chinese man and the so-called Arabs, they do not have no kingdom to come next. Okay? The next kingdom to rule this earth would be the kingdom of the Son of the Most High and the children of the Most High, which are the children of Israel. The children who receive the promise through our fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Alright? We are going to rule this earth, and it will be a fitting rule for the earth, because we are people in tune with the earth. We understand the earth, and we know how the functions that the earth also functions, because we have the laws of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai to govern the earth. So that will make the earth blossom and bud, unlike the so-called white man who, contrary to the earth, the scripture says, thou art cursed from the earth. Alright? He is not for the earth, he is not for life. He is anti-life, structure anything righteous. Okay, that is so-called white man fear. And we are proclaiming through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai his end. The end and the beginning, we proclaiming that. Every time you see we go outside on the highways and the byways, we are proclaiming the end of the so-called white man's rule or his reign on this earth. Because we clearly see the rulership is not correct. It's not correct. It don't have no righteousness in the rulership of the so-called white man. His rulership is a rulership of total freaking rebellion against Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. And the scripture say, woe to him that striveth with his maker. Alright? Because you're fighting with your maker, you will die. Okay? You're fighting with your maker, you will die. It's that you're looking for. Alright? You see, these Jake and all like to fight against the Most High. Okay? Jake, 2/3 of Israel, them and all fighting against the Most High, so they also will die. You see, you don't pick a fight with somebody who's stronger than you and you know will beat you. You have to be a damn fool. It's like this. You on the earth, you never do nothing where fight is concerned. Alright? You never do nothing where fighting is concerned. I'm talking about on a carnal level. You never train, you never exercise, you never do nothing. And you're going and fight a man like Floyd Mayweather. Just so out of the blue. You say I go and take on Floyd Mayweather or Kimbo Slice. You never fight no fight, but you say I go and fight Kimbo Slice. You will get your ass beat. And that is what these devils do. They try to fight against the Most High. You will get your ass beat. They pick a fight with somebody stronger than them. These were Isaiah 42 verse 9. I'll read it right here. It says, woe unto them that striveth with him that striveth with his maker. And welcome you know the word striveth. Rayab, alright? Rayab. Rayab, and it means to strive, to contend, to strive physically with words, to conduct a case or suit, legal suit, to make complaint, to quarrel, to contend. Alright? So that is what they like to do, the fighting with the Most High, and you will lose. Alright? You will lose. So you going contrary to the laws of the Most High and trying to establish what you want or what you think is righteous is a losing battle, because the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, have a way to do things. He structured everything in an order. The Most High structured it in an order to contend and to strive, i.e. to fight basically. One to him that contend with the maker, that strive with the maker. The Most High make you so-called white people. He make you 2/3 of Israel. And all they want to fight up against him and his will. Alright? So, he will destroy you. That is all you're going to receive. You're going to receive punishment for the rebellion. Okay? The so-called white man is a natural born a natural born man who rebels. Alright? A natural born rebel. Okay? That's the so-called white man. And 2/3 of we own people following him. They follow him. Because that's how he is. That's how he does roll. He want to completely oppose Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Set up his own thing. Do what he want. Not the earth don't function under that kind of vibration. Everything have vibration. Everything have life to it. And you are about killing everything, mate. Every fucking thing, mate. This man is about death, mate. This man is about death. You people like all you don't see him, you know. The so-called white man is about death, and to you men and them who are kind of all over the place, but yeah, I say it's a various topic, right? You men who just turning their back on the Most High, right? In these last days, when the days of prophecy, where you're seeing all kind of things coming to pass, all kind of prophecy, all kind of signs, all kind of wonders. You're seeing that. You're seeing how the Most High call you out to do a marvelous work, and then you go in and look at the Lord and turn your back on the Most High. Basically, you're striving against the Most High and His purpose, because the Most High's purpose is to bring this kingdom down. Alright? You get called out to do a mission, you have to do your mission. You get called out to condemn the so-called white man, but what the fuck you leaving him for? Esau has to be condemned. The so-called white man has to be condemned. He has to be told that he is going into captivity. That is next for so-called white people. That is the thing that is next for so-called Chinese people. That is the thing that is next for so-called East Indians. That is the thing that is next for so-called Japanese, for so-called Arabs, for so-called Africans. The thing that is next is fucking slavery. The thing that is next for the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans is rulership and joint rulership with God, the living, true, powerful, mighty God, the God who created heaven and earth. You know why? Because the sons of Jacob, alright, would always look back to the God. Unlike the sons of Esau, which looking for another way, the sons of Jacob would always look back to the God. Okay? Yes, no, huh? You're going on here, right? Think it in the Psalms. Yeah, in Proverbs, yeah. Nah. But hey, Salah. Yeah, the Most High, alright, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that scripture will say, my father's power. Alright. Well, anyhow, the Israelites will always put back the trust in the Most High, and even if it takes a little remnant, a little select few, they will always look back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because that is the God they know. They know Him. Whereas these so-called white people, they know the Most, they were taught the Most High by Isaac, obviously, because that is the father, and them just completely neglect, turn the back on the Most High and His laws, and trying to do their own thing. Okay? Trying to be all that they could be. Trying to set up themselves as rulers on the planet Earth. The new kingdom is for so-called Negro men, Latino men, Native American men, the so-called minorities in your society, the ones who was looked down upon, was frowned upon, was shitted upon, was pissed upon. Them, the Most High say He raised up the beggar from the dunghill. Alright? This 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 7. And it says, the Lord make it poor. Who make it poor? So, seeing that Israel became a poor nation, and this is a people robbed and spoiled, Isaiah 42 verse 22. Seeing that they became poor, who make them ultimately became poor? The Most High. And make it rich. So you so-called white people, you shouldn't puff up yourself seeing that you have all this financial wealth. The Most High is who put you up in that position. And it's only for a matter of time. It's not forever and for eternity. It's just for a period of time. You're reaching that spot to rule for a period of time. Okay? He make you rich. The Lord make you so-called right people, you so-called Rothschilds, to confiscate all the gold and all the silver and make yourself rich. The Most High put a spirit on you all because He make all you rich. Okay? The Lord bring it low and lift it up. The Most High is who bringing who low. Right now we are the lowest. We are the lowest of the chart, whereas wealth is concerned in the world. We ain't saying nothing. But He will lift us up soon. It says He raiseth up the poor out of the dust. The state of confusion, and we is the poor. And the Lord will raise us up out of the dust. That's confused state. And give us this marvelous light so we could see and know who the hell we enemy is. And that's another thing. Jake don't know who the hell the enemy is. Jake think the enemy is the own self. Jake will look at the self as the enemy. Your enemy is not you. Okay? You so-called black men, so-called Latino men, so-called Native American men. Your enemy is not the man who looking like you. The enemy is the so-called white man. He have you looking at the man who looking like you, your enemy. The so-called white man is who put measures in place to have the man who is looking just like you to make you believe that that's your enemy. That is not your enemy. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a lot of wicked ass niggas outside there who just demonic. They're just demonic. They have no kind of moral or guidance or nothing. All them they just study is how to get over on the brother. But for the most part, alright, the so-called white man is who teach Jake to be self-hate, to show self-hate and to look at the white, so-called white race as something of great stature and to look at the self as something of lesser value. The white man who teach you that. Okay? That is your enemy. That is the thing all you're supposed to know. Your enemy is the white man. Your enemy is Esau, the so-called white race of people. The ones who say that they're pure. That is your enemy. The Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, is about to bring this wicked ass kingdom to its knees. It says, and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill, and we is the one who begging. Okay? See, in Luke chapter 16 and verse 19, it says, there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. That dealing with these elites. And there was a certain beggar, and that beggar named Lazarus. His name was Lazarus, which come from the Hebrew Eliezer, which is Eliezer in the Hebrew, which come from the Hebrew word Allah, which means whom the Most High helps. That is Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores. So you see, he was a beggar. Lazarus represents Israel. So the Most High will raise it up, the beggar, from the dunghill. Because right now, for every little thing we need, we have to have the so-called white man. But our fight is to see our nation sovereign. Okay? Have none to ask the so-called white man for anything. That is what we're looking for. Right. It says, and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes. And that is what we want to be as. to be sat among the princes of the earth, the kings of the earth, the rulers of this current system. Not this current system. You want to have the rulers of this current system put under our feet. We want to be the kings of the earth, um, 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 the true big dogs, basically, the true shot callers. That is what we begging Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai for. To set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are Yahweh's, and he has set the world upon them. So, to make them inherit the throne of glory. Okay? That is what we're looking to inherit, that throne, that glorious throne, where the Lord Yahweh shall say, he also shall be upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Alright? But the Lord Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai is about to make his return upon this earth, and those who do not want to fear the Lord will feel the Lord. And feel how do I beyond that. You don't want to fear the Lord, you will feel the Lord. Alright? So with that, I will give all praises to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Now it's kind of all over the place, but hey, Akim Salakia. You know, double honors again to the apostles, and Shalom will be able to edify.